I hope everybody's doing good this morning and were able to get the breakfast that you wanted or the coffee or whatever you picked up today. My name's Benny Bowman. I am a real estate owner here in town, and I'm a financial advisor, but I sit on the Economic Development Committee currently, and we'll have more information about that here in a little bit about that particular committee. But first and foremost, I want to welcome you all, including our mayor and town council members. I believe there's some planning commission members here as well, and I know Police Chief Parsons. Welcome to you all and to all of you business owners. We want to welcome you here today. We feel like we've got a good presentation for you. We're going to start off with Steve King. He's going to talk to you a little bit about some chamber information, and then we're going to go to Kelly Woods Vaughn. We'll talk to you about some of the things happening with the EDC, and then Charlotte Cole will step in and give you some updates on the things that she's doing with the town and with the Downtown Colonial Beach. And then finally, Natasha Tucker. There she is, okay. I hadn't seen you today. Good to see you. We'll come up and give you some information from the town. So, we hope all of this will be good for you, and we'll start it off with Mr. King.
Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this wonderful morning? I like to see all the smiling faces. There you go. There you go. In case you don't know me, he introduced me by my formal name, which is fine, Steve King, but everybody in Colonial Beach knows me as Smurf. First and foremost, I'm so happy to be here this morning. I'm on the board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce. I'm also one of the owners of the Pink Poodle Ice Cream Shop, as well as one of the owners of Dogs and Halls Gone Wild mobile hot dog cart. So I have a vested interest in this town, like many of you do as well. So before I read off the list of events that the Chamber is putting on, I just want everybody to know that even though we're all separate businesses, we have one great goal, is to bring people into our wonderful town of Colonial Beach, open up small businesses, support the small businesses, and bring visitors in to spend their hard-earned money, correct? We want to keep those folks coming into town, and we can't do it with just the Chamber and just different businesses. Downtown Colonial Beach, we need everyone in this room to help achieve that common goal, is to bring folks into town and enjoy this wonderful little beach town. I'm proud of this place, I really am. I'm glad to be vested in it, and I look forward to the growth that this town will achieve by all of us working together and networking. I can't stress that networking enough. We have to network with each other, help each other out. Even though we may be friendly competitors, help each other out, because together we'll bring people into town. As you can see, after Labor Day and the events sort of wrap up, it's a little bit barren sometimes. We need to keep that thing going. Bring people into town, give them a reason to come here, give them some good food, beverages like they have here. Let's work together and make that happen, okay? Now, before I open up the event dates, I have to mention that the Chamber of Commerce is looking for an event coordinator. So if you or know somebody that may be interested in helping us out, being an event coordinator, we are certainly looking for one, and would love to have one help us out and create some exciting events for Colonial Beach. Okay, our first event for 2026 is the Easter egg hunt. That is on April 4th, 2026. The Potomac River Festival is a 2-day event. That is 6/13 and 6/14. The Father's Day Car Show, which is absolutely one of the best events in Colonial Beach to my estimation, is 6/21. The Rod Run to the Beach is 8/15. The Waterfest is the same weekend, 8/15 and 8/16. The Labor Day Arts and Craft Festival is 9/5 and 9/6. Northern Neck Beach Music Festival, 2 days, 9/12 and 9/13. The Colonial Beach Bike Fest is 10/8 through 10/11. Restaurant Week is 10/19 through 10/25/2026. The Fall Festival and Halloween Golf Cart Parade is 10/24. Santa's Winter Wonderland and Festival Parade is 12/5. And the parades that we have in town are the Potomac River Festival Grand Parade, 6/13. The Halloween Golf Cart Parade is 10/24. And the Festival Parade for the Winter Wonderland is 12/5. Again, these are some events that the Chamber is sponsoring and put on, but there's some other events in town that I'm sure that Downtown Colonial Beach and some other NGOs are going to be putting on. Let's help them. Let's get together and work together and have a great 2026. Thank you all so much for your time. This young lady, I'll tell you, I have to say something. I won't get too. She is a ball when you get to hang out with her. I had a chance of hanging out with her at Myrtle Beach recently, and we had an absolute ball. And it was nice to see you let loose and enjoy yourself. I did not share the video, but it was wonderful to hang out with you and your husband, and that was a great time.
I'll just say I danced a lot, and I had a really good time.
I had a good time watching her.
Good morning, everyone. I am amazed at the things that we've accomplished this year, and it's only October. We have a few months left, but amazing things that have happened. And I want to share with you just a few of those of Colonial Beach in the news. This is still missing probably about a half a dozen articles that were digital, but this gives you a very good overview of kind of where we are and how we're being listed for our community. So I'm pretty excited about this. We've got some things happening for 2026. As you see, the Waterway Guide, a partnership between the town and the marinas and the two, or and Chamber, sorry. We are going to be hitting 55,000 subscribers all along the coast here, between Georgia and Boston. So we are going to bring more boats to the community, which is going to be great because boaters have money, or at least they think they have money until they have to pay for their boat. But we're super excited about this, and really happy to see the progress that's being made. We were in an article just this past week that hit 7.5 million people that read World Atlas. So I'm pretty excited. This last week I had 2 guests from the Netherlands, so we must be getting out there somewhere, because why would you come to Colonial Beach from the Netherlands? But hey, we were happy to have them. So anyway, keep up the good work and keep passing along all of the great things about our community. As some of you may know, Mike Fitzpatrick started the Economic Development Committee several years ago through the Chamber. And his goal was to find ways to bring in new business because we were growing, and to expand the capabilities that we have here in Colonial Beach. As you all are aware, we are a community of small businesses, which is fabulous. And we have a lot of women-owned businesses, which I think is fabulous. So kudos to everyone who has decided to open up a business here. Downtown Colonial Beach has ramped up. We now have our Virginia Main Street designation, which is super exciting. You're going to hear more about that from Charlotte. Part of that, though, is that there are 4 arms to Downtown Colonial Beach that we are required to fulfill for our Main Street designation. So putting the Economic Development Committee, which originated under the Chamber, up into Downtown Colonial Beach met that requirement, and we are now going to change our name to the Economic Vitality Committee, which I'm pretty excited about that. We've developed a lot of businesses here in the last few years, about 20 to 25, and now we are going to work very hard to sustain and continue to be a vital community, vital community. So excited. In all of this, it was very apparent that tourism is a huge piece of our economic growth here in our community, but it's not everything. About 10 years ago, I believe there was a tourism council that reported up into town council and was part of the visitors center. The visitor center is no longer with us, but we're looking at how we can still reach out to those that come to visit us to let them know what is here and available in Colonial Beach. So we have, between Charlotte and I, worked to create a tourism committee. It will be incredibly vital to our community, and I'm not going to read through all of this, but we have representation on this committee of our verticals, which are restaurants, services, lodging, arts and music, marinas, and retail. And they will start meeting, they will report to the Economic Vitality Committee, and then from there they will be also working with Charlotte closely, as our DMO is through the town. So I'm very excited about that. Let's see, next slide. Our economic growth. Again, we are guided by Main Street. We are fulfilling the requirement that we need to have, and we're going to continue to grow. We're working closely with DHCD, the VEDP, and MSA, and looking for grants and bringing in money to our community. So that's all I have.
She's a powerhouse. She is a powerhouse. So before I get started, I wanted to give a shout out to my new town roommates, Angela Lawrence, who's our new community development director. Also, two other members of the community development planning and zoning team, John Saudi, and the gal who's been holding down the fort through a lot of the changes in that department, Melissa Bell. And as Benny said a little earlier, there's other members of the town team here, and without the town team, we would not be where we are today. Some of the changes that have been happening over the past couple of years have, I think, made such a positive impact on Colonial Beach. I too am a new person, as you know, but just being able to learn about all this that has happened, these new faces and new energy that's come into the community has been pretty phenomenal. So thank you for welcoming all of us who are new, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve you. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what's happening in downtown Colonial Beach, some of the projects that we're working on. The big one that you may know is the connectivity study. That was a blessing that came down with our DCB movement into the advancing Main Street tier of the program. The purpose of that connectivity study is to craft a cohesive multimodal transportation and public realm strategy. That sounds like a bunch of Charlie Brown's parents, right? But really what it means is how we can best connect the downtown commercial core with those adjacencies. We have dogleg for our designated Main Street district along Colonial Avenue down Washington. And so this study is helping us figure out ways to make sure that we can connect that seamlessly, that we can use that as an inspiration for innovative growth, to attract new businesses here, to give a boost to the existing businesses along those two main corridors, and to also create that people-centric feel in placemaking spaces. So those of you who were at the connectivity study town hall group meeting on October 6th, we really appreciate your attendance. If you would take a moment, if you haven't filled out the survey, It's available through that QR code. Also, you can get a good understanding of what the connectivity study is all about. It lays out the different recommendations that the contractor has been looking across the board to provide us. So if you want to take that QR code and fill out that study, that'd be great. Moving on to other things happening with DCB. Our upcoming holiday efforts, we have applied to be an American Express Small Shop Saturday neighborhood champion. And so the materials will be provided by American Express. This is a pretty big thing to be recognized in that network of neighborhood champions. And we want to thank American Express for considering us as one of those members. So you'll start seeing our businesses deploying all of that wonderful promotional material. We're going to do some creative things through a network of energetic, I'm going to call them holiday elves, taking some videos, posting some fun little snippets and TikTok things. So those are some coming attractions. I want to give a shout out to our promotions committee. Those are the ones who will be actually doing those promotions, and so it will be a fun opportunity. If you guys have some ideas of things that we can do, please let us know, because you know, sometimes we can't think of everything, and you guys can. So we look forward to hearing from you. The next thing is called Light Up the Night, and I want to give a shout out. She's moving in the back of the room, Krista Brown, who's leading our Light Up the Night effort. And what this is about is an opportunity to really illuminate this beautiful town during the holidays. So we have purchased through the gracious, generous Community Foundation some luminaries that we will be working with businesses to provide. We're also going to encourage them to light up their windows and other decorations with twinkly lights, so that we truly will be that shining star on the Potomac. So if you want to know more information, you can grab Krista today or find her, or contact DCB, and we'll get you connected. But it's going to be an exciting time for the town. I'd like to introduce our town manager, Natasha Tucker. She's going to give you an overview of the survey that you all took on the spring breakfast and what we found from your input. So Natasha, I'd like to welcome you to the podium.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So if you all recall, we had a series of questions that we asked you all, because we really are trying to do all that we can to help all of the small businesses grow and thrive and attract new businesses. So we really wanted feedback from the business community. We had a series of questions, some answers for you all to consider, and what we've done is we've compiled the responses that you've given to us. So I'll go over that with you this morning and just touch a little bit on how the town is approaching some of those results that we received from you. Realize that this is a work in progress, and so with Charlotte and our new addition, Angela, we have lots of great and wonderful things in store for you. So Charlotte just recently introduced Angela to you, and I just wanted to, we just can't say how really, really fortunate we are to have Angela on our team as our Planning and Community Development Director. Angela brings just a wealth of information and knowledge and contacts that's just going to really make Colonial Beach better and really help new businesses and development in town. So the first question we asked was, which of the following do you think the town should make a priority in supporting small business to create, sustain, promote, a viable ecosystem for economic growth. There were a series of answers that you all could have selected. The first was workforce development and training. The second was improved infrastructure. The third, access to capital. And the fourth was environmental sustainability initiatives. Overwhelmingly, you all said that improved infrastructure would be the priority to helping support your small business growth. So the way that we are thinking of addressing that for you, in conjunction with our Public Works Department, now that we have Angela on board, we have started some meetings to discuss how we can better address the needs of the businesses as it relates to infrastructure. Of course, our roads. There's been talk of parking and things like that. So we are planning different policies that we'll bring forth to discuss and hopefully implement, so that with the work that Charlotte and DCB are doing with the Downtown Connectivity Plan, that we can holistically combine everything town-wide, so that some of the heartburns that I'll say that the business community has addressed, we can start to implement some things from those discussions. And you all will be a part of everything along the way. Because what I really am trying to foster is more awareness of what we do behind the scenes, so that you all can know that, okay, if you brought a subject up and you don't see the work happening, we want to communicate to you every step of the way. These are the things that we're doing. This is what's going on behind the scenes, until eventually you see the end product and you see the final thing. Because oftentimes it gets frustrating. You don't know what's going on. You think that your concerns just fell off the face of the earth and nobody's really addressing things that you brought up. So we are doing a better job, and we want to do a better job of just communicating a lot of the things that we have going on in the background. Was what policy, ordinance, or practice is missing in the town's efforts to support small business? Again, there were 4 selections that you all could have chosen. The first was business diversity ordinance. The second, fines, penalties on property owners who neglect their vacant and abandoned properties. The third, formal small business grant or loan program. And the fourth, technical assistance or mentorship programs. The response that had the highest percentage was fines, penalties on property owners who neglect their vacant or abandoned properties. This is a real problem in town. It is a real problem. Exacerbated by the fact that when the property owners are out of town, it really makes it difficult for us to get in touch with them. We actually have a property that we've been working on for a really, really long time to address. And so I really feel the business community on this one, because if your business is located next to one of these properties, right, it really decreases the likelihood of folks wanting to come by and patronize your business, because they'll think, okay, why is this house in such disrepair? I'm not going into that business. And so that hurts you financially, and it hurts the town financially. So I've been discussing with our town attorney how we could best address this problem in terms of the fines, in terms of the penalties. Even if we have to charge them twice or 3 times as much as a normal neglected property, those are some of the things that we're looking at. But we also want to be sure that we stay within the confines of the law, right? Because we don't want to open the town up to any lawsuits or anything like that. So beautification is a goal of ours. When you walk into a neighborhood or you walk down a street and it looks inviting and it's cozy, I mean, along the backdrop of our wonderful waterways here, you would hope and you would want, when visitors come into town, that they're just so enamored by just the way that Colonial Beach looks that they want to go into every small business and just see what they have to offer. But it's difficult when you have a property, the grass isn't cut, the windows are dirty or broken, and they have tons of cars in the yard. It's just not very appealing. So we are working on policies to address this. The third question: what is the biggest challenge in doing business in Colonial Beach? Again, there were 4 responses that you all could have selected. And you'll see here that the overwhelming selection was reliable marketplace, fluctuation in number of customers. The other 3 options were availability of funding programs for building improvements, availability of funding programs for marketing, difficulty finding or retaining employees. So a reliable marketplace and fluctuation in number of customers. With Charlotte, where is Charlotte? With Charlotte now on board as a full-time economic development director for the town, and with the county having hired their first economic development director, we are working hand in hand with the county in attracting businesses, whether they're in the county or they're in the town. It's beneficial for both of us because of our proximity. And so, fluctuation in the number of customers. Every season is different, right? It depends on what's going on federal level because of our proximity to DC, what's going on economically, what's going on in folks' lives. I mean, our events, for the most part, are the same events. But if people are feeling a financial burden, right now we know the government shutdown is taking place, and so I don't expect that the season that we had last year, even in the shoulder season, is going to be what we have this year, because folks just have other priorities right now, right? But we're looking beyond that. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the road, what can we do to attract more people to the types of things that we are bringing to Colonial Beach? I mean, Westmoreland County never had an economic development director before, and having met him, he has all of these wonderful ideas which are in sync with what Charlotte and I have been discussing. And so, and I don't want to let the cat out of the box just yet, right? But I just want to give you all a taste of all of the things that we're working on in the background to attract people, Westmoreland County and Colonial Beach. I cannot tell you all how many times whenever I meet someone, and I invite them to Colonial Beach, they said, we didn't know that this town existed. We didn't know that you can do all of these wonderful things that you can do here. They didn't know that there was just a public beach here that they could frequent, as opposed to driving to the other beach that will remain nameless, right? Because I'm partial. I think we have the best beach in the Commonwealth. But folks just need to know what we have to offer. And with Dale, Westmoreland County's Economic Development Director in Charlotte, partner together, we are going to bring such an influx of people to the town that it's going to be mine. In saying that, so in saying that, and this falls right into this fourth question, we're experiencing a lot of growth, and that scares a lot of people. But I want to tell you, don't be afraid of growth. Just like you can't stop a child from growing up, even though you want them to remain your little babies, it's inevitable. They're gonna grow up. So Colonial Beach is growing. But we can control that growth and have that growth be in line with what the vision that it is that we have for Colonial Beach. I think we should maintain the charm that is Colonial Beach. That's what attracts a lot of people to the town. The quaintness, the friendliness, the camaraderie, the sense of community that I've not witnessed or experienced anywhere else I've ever lived. That's one of the reasons why I love this town so much. So with that growth, we can still keep our warmth. I never want us to lose that warmth, that sense of community, that sense of helping your neighbor and everyone knowing who you are. I want us to keep that, but we can still have that measured growth, which is going to be good for us 5 or 10 years down the road. So the last question that we asked is, what defines the vision for your business? And you all said filling a market void. Some of the other options you had to choose from was creating a legacy business, fulfilling a dream of working for myself, or supporting the economic viability of Colonial Beach. So filling a market void. This really ties into what I was speaking about earlier. With the growth, now is our time to take a look and assess the types of businesses that we have in town, and also assess what types of businesses do we not have in town. What is a need that you have that if there were a business to address that need, that would make your lives easier? Just food for thought. Some of the things that I've heard as I speak to people: a laundromat. I said, well, you know, I don't have a need for that, so I've never thought about it. But there are many people in town who have a need for a laundromat. An ethnic hair care place? Okay, yes, I have a need for that. I have to drive an hour to attend to those needs. But they're just 2 items that, in speaking with people in town, that they've identified to me. So I'm sure if you all just think about some of the things that you need, or speak to your neighbors or your fellow townspeople, we can come up with some of those market voids, and then Charlotte and I can work on looking at how we can bring some of those businesses into town. So I think that this was great. These 4 questions were wonderful. We love the feedback. We have so much that we're working on that I can't wait for the next time that I'm asked to come before you all and tell you some of the progress that we've made with some of the policies that we're thinking about, and just things that are just thoughts right now, or hey, it'd be nice if we could do this, and come back to you and tell you where we are further along the way. And I just want you all to know that we cannot do any of this without you all. So your support is just so greatly appreciated. And your feedback, right? Please don't think that you're complaining or that you're saying the same things over and over again. Charlotte and I, maybe me more so than Charlotte, thrive on that. Because that gives, it lets me know what I need to work on, right? If something's not broken, okay, I'm not going to give any attention to it. But if you're telling me that something's broken, then I want to fix it. I want to try to address it for you. But I also want to set some timelines so that you all can have an expectation. Don't think that if you bring me something today, that I can fix it by tomorrow, right? Some things take time, and we are going to do a better job of communicating what we're doing and where we are along the way. I look forward to just bringing Colonial Beach into the vision that you all have with you all, and I am just so humbled to be the manager of this wonderful town, and I appreciate each and every one of you all. Thank you so much.
And I just want to add one thing. This is kind of late breaking news. You hate to surprise your boss, but surprise. So Natasha was alluding to some of the things in the works with the county. And I just wanted to let you all know that the county late yesterday, we got word that the county has been the beneficiary of a $150,000 grant. It's for a sites inventory. And let me see if I can put it in perspective, because it's kind of hard for me to understand. But you can stay up here with me. Okay. Dale Hendon, the county's new economic development director, one of the first things that he set out to do was to find out what's available in the county, and certainly we are the cash cow for the county. Don't tell anybody that, but we are. And so he went to Virginia's Region 6 to see what grant were available, and there was one coming up. And so in his energy to be the new kid on the block with a shining star, applied for it. It also includes Lancaster County. He needed another partner. But the great news in this is yesterday the commission approved this grant. There'll be 5 sites in Lancaster County, but 15 here in Westmoreland County, and a lot of them will be here in Colonial Beach. So what's a sites inventory? It's looking around and finding where you can, what properties currently are available, whether they're a building or just an undeveloped site, what is available for growth, and then being able to use that to go out and help recruit businesses or industry to your locale. And so having this $150,000 windfall right off the bat is a great signal for both Westmoreland County, but certainly for us being the cash cow that we are. So sorry to surprise you, boss.
That's wonderful news. I'll take those surprises all day.
But that's just the kind of thing that's happening because Natasha, all the team, our council, our commissions, everyone involved in this town has been eager for this outreach to the county, and now we're seeing that they are coming to us recognizing that we have the energy to help power that. So again, thank you all. Benny, did you want to come up for some final comments? Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Natasha. Thank you to all of the presenters today. Greatly appreciate the information that you've shared. And I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to Chuck and Susan back there for helping us out today. And thank you all for being here and showing interest in your community. I want to leave you with 2 challenges. Normally we might have like a Q&A right now, and generally people would think of questions, and there might be somebody brave enough to raise their hand and say it. But most people will walk away and they won't ask the question. Well, right now in this room, you have the president of the EDC, the DCB, the mayor, the manager, economic development people, you've got council members, you've got the police chief right here at your disposal. When we say we part company right now, I would say grab one of those who you feel the most comfortable with and give them the question that you have face to face. and then challenge them to get a response back to you. That's how it works, through the communities working together in this way. And Natasha nailed it. I mean, I worked for 25 years at a company in Henrico County, and I would go to similar business owner events, and the comfort that you feel in this room versus going to one of those meetings it's obvious. So there is definitely a special thing going on here in Colonial Beach, and if we all work together, we'll make it grow. I'm going to give you another challenge. So ask a question before you leave with somebody here that can help you. That's the first challenge. The second challenge is, if you're like most business owners, you spend most of your day with your head down. You're focused on your business, you're trying to make it successful, you're putting out fires, and your head is down. We're coming up on the holiday season, and it'll go by like this. And I encourage you, at some point in there, I challenge you to pick that head up and look around. Take a step back from your business and think about it holistically, not as the fire that you had to put out today. And also, think about those family and friends around you and give one or more of them some priority in your life over that brief spell during the holidays. Because 2026 will be here before you know it, and you'll have to keep working. So just take that time, take that breath, because you deserve it. You earned it. We'll be coming back here this spring for another meeting. We're going to try to keep these going. And so again, thank you all, and we'll see you in April or sometime in the spring. Thank you.